there, folks. Lenny Rudow here for Fish Talk Magazine. Today, I'm on a Boston Whaler Dauntless 280. I was excited to jump on this boat because this is a new Dauntless. It is the queen of the Dauntless fleet, and because it's really fun to drive. You ready? We're doing a 4,500 RPM cruise, and we're well over 40 miles an hour. And just wait, when you hit these throttles, folks, holy mackerel, we beat 58. Yes, you do get a shot of adrenaline running a 28-foot boat at 58 miles an hour. That was a ton of fun. Now, we've got the twin 300s on this rig, which is max power for this boat, 600 horsepower. But as I understand it, you can also get a single 400. Unfortunately, we've got Rick from Whalertowne here to explain to us the difference.
Yes, so we do offer the new Mercury V10 400 horsepower outboard as a single option for this boat, which performance-wise, it keeps up with this boat, which, as you said, 58 miles an hour. That 400 is going to move you about 54 miles an hour top end.
That's the only difference?
Yeah, you lose a little bit of weight on the transom, so the boat frees up, and it's really a performing motor.
Wow, so if performance is so close with a single 400, why do I want the extra expense and maintenance of twins?
Yeah, I think maneuverability would be your number one reason. Moving the boat around the docks, you can spin it on its own center of gravity. It is also an option with joystick piloting for Mercury Marine, which we don't have on this boat. But to further that ease of docking, we can add that in.
That makes sense. Now, the Dauntless lineup is Boston Whaler's take on a bay boat, but it's a little different than other bay boats. And this is one of the things I really like. I can stand here in the bow, and I've got depth around me. I've got a good casting spot. If I want an elevated platform, I can pull these cushions, get rid of them, put in an insert. Now I'm elevated. But here's the critical item. With a lot of bay boats, you've got those low gunnels. And man, that gets a little dicey, especially if you're gonna have little kids on board. You really want those slightly taller gunnels to keep everybody inside of the boat. And in this case, you kind of get the best of both worlds. You've got the protection and you've got the fishability. Now, when fishing time's over and it's time to relax, the bow is set up very nicely for this. Look at that. Seat backs pop right up. You can kick back and relax. And if you want a bigger spot to kick back and relax, well, just look over here. Oh, yeah. What's terrifically interesting, however, is what Whaler does with this space. This is a whole lot more than it looks like, and on most boats, this would just be stowage, right? But in this case, you've got your cocktail table / forward casting platform. It locks in up forward on these barrel locks. So they're stowed neatly and out of the way. Now on top of that, there's this brushed area where you can take your rod, slide it right in there, and sit the butt on this rack. You've got bungee cords to hold it in place. You easily fit a half a dozen rods in here. I'm pretty darn sure more than that. And in addition to all that, you've got a ton of stowage space. And I do mean a ton. You can fit a lot of gear in here. Oh, and by the way, it's lighted. Inside the console, naturally there's a head compartment. You expected that, but come here and check this out. Look at all this elbow room. Oh, and we've got access to the back of the helm right here. All the wiring, easy to service. Gotta like that. Whew, man, Rick, it is hot today.
It is a warm summer day for sure.
Dang. All right, I gotta take a minute and sit down.
Let me open the shade out for you.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we have the shade. It opens all the way out to the transom.
Please.
Press of a button right in the dash, right in your SIMRAD control.
Wait a minute, where's that button?
Right up here.
Oh, this is a digital switching boat.
C-Zone enabled, so you have RGB or red, green, blue lights, and a full access to all of your electronics, your bilge pumps, your lights, your electronics, etc.
Everything's right on the touchscreen.
Right on the touchscreen.
Nice. Tackle storage. People, it's a big deal to me. I got a lot of fishing gear. Fortunately, you've got 3 bulk drawers right here in the side of the leaning post, and these are deep. There's a lot of room here. You can throw a lot of tackle boxes in there. In the back of the leaning post, you've got your 30-gallon live well, and on this side, a sink. Now, what's really interesting is, in addition to this arrangement, Whaler also builds this boat with a swing-back seat, which actually converts from a forward-facing to an aft-facing seat. The whole thing rotates over the back. So you have some different options to consider. We've got another smaller live well here in the transom. And check out this seat. Now, what's really interesting here, a couple things to pay attention to. First off, it's huge. You got a big high back. But you know, when you look at most boats, you're not going to see these lifters on the seat back like that. That not only makes it easier to bring up, it secures it in place. So that is what you call a folding deck seat done right. If you need to access the bilge, you just lift the seat back here. Again, we're coming up on lifters. Now you can see we've got all our safety gear stowed in here. It's really nice. You've got a sort of a false bottom underneath, locked in with the barrel latches, so you can remove that to get into the bilge itself, but you still get the stowage space underneath of the seat. When you're fishing in the shallows, naturally, you're going to want that seat in the down position so you can get up here and do a little casting. Well, I'm afraid we're not going to get a bite here. And truth be told, we are supposed to be working today, not fishing, but we just, wanted to get in a few casts. And I hope you all have found this boat review video helpful, but I do want to make sure that I leave you with one final thing, because we actually have not discussed the most important aspect about this 280 Dauntless. We haven't even touched on it yet, folks, and that's the fact that it is a Boston whaler. It is built with a Unibond system. This is a glass, foam, glass boat. Underneath the fiberglass, there's foam everywhere. The hull and the liner get put together, bolted into a stainless steel mold, and injected with high pressure foam. There are no below decks voids that don't get stuck full of foam, and that not only foams the entire boat, it also provides insulation throughout the boat. It provides some vibration dampening, and of course, most importantly, it makes it absolutely positively unsinkable. So folks, if you're looking for that big bay boat that fishes good, has the family features, and you absolutely can't sink, take this one for a sea trial. Don't miss another cool FishTalk video. Click below to subscribe. People, we want to say a special thanks to Rick Boulay Jr. and the entire crew at Chesapeake Whalertowne for taking us out today on this Dauntless. I can take it home with me, right?
Sure, we'll just get back into Cedar Point Marina here and walk on into the office, do some paperwork. We'll be good to go. Thanks for having us.